Good morning. It's Tara. I don't usually come on in the morning, but I wanted to today, especially after yesterday. So, who am I? If you're first time on the channel, I'm a 54-year-old woman. The channel's been around for a while, so you're going to see all sorts of stuff on it. But I'm putting everything right now into the playlist, my carnivore journey or something like that. I don't, I don't even know what the name of the playlist is, but I remember to put it there. I am basically vlogging my life and my way of eating and my health journey and just all the journeys really. Um, so I recently turned to go back to keto, and right now I would say I'm more of a ketovore. I am super low carb, and I've been on this journey anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks. I still haven't gone back to look, so whatever. We're not going to worry about that right now. But yesterday I had a big, and I gained weight, and it's impossible. Like to me, it's just absolutely impossible. And though I am not doing this for vanity's sake, I know that the vanity's sake will be taken care of. And I know that being overweight is not healthy. Period. It doesn't matter. I mean, the only time that having any extra weight on you is when you are preparing yourself to have a very bad medical crisis and you need to have 40 pounds to lose. So right there, that's kind of like a crazy place to have your brain. So um, being overweight is not good. Now, that doesn't mean that BMI scale that you look up what your perfect height and weight is and all that fun stuff is the best for you, because I think everyone's very different. My BMI scale says I should be 100 and I think anywhere from 110 to 130 pounds. 120 seems to be the regular. Some places say 130 to 140. Who knows what it's going to be for me? I know that at my thinnest, 140 in after high school. 140 was my lowest, and that was really small for me. So when I was at my, I guess my best, where I physically, I felt like I probably looked my best. I was like 165, 170 pounds. There was once in a while I hit 150, but that was completely not for any health reasons at all. So 3 weeks ago, I weighed myself at a client's house because I don't have a scale, and I definitely didn't want to do measurements, which I might do if I find my tape measures. If I don't, I'm not gonna fret it. But I said, they've got a scale. It works. Let me get on it. And I was shocked that I weighed as much as I did. Well, yesterday was 3 weeks after the last time that I had weighed myself, and I got on there thinking for sure I lost 5 to 7 pounds. I gained 3. So I'm like, whoa. I posted in my carnivore group, and everybody's like super nice because I'm like, that's like really, to me, that's just weird. Even though I know I'm healing my body, I didn't think I was that far that I wouldn't have some regular like water weight loss. And I felt like I had, like, I feel smaller, not a huge bit smaller, not like, oh my God, I'm going to jump. I'm like, I wasn't thinking that I was going to have lost 20 pounds in 3 weeks. I was thinking maybe 5, maybe 7, certainly not a 3 pound gain. So I was confused and a little distraught. And I realized something that is really important. Okay, number one, my bowel movements have not been the way they used to be. So there's some change there. So that could account for something, but hopefully it doesn't account for 3 pounds. Another thing that I knew was an issue just based on like symptomatic um, is fatty liver. Now I was thinking, um, what do you call it? Ignorantly, that because I quit drinking over 6 months ago, that my fatty liver was probably going to be okay. Instead of using my whole brain and realizing, your body is still processing everything through your liver. And if you're not treating your body right with your food, even that's why I'm convinced this is why I say cake is just as bad as being an alcoholic. Don't eat the cake. Don't eat it. Don't have the chocolate bar. Don't have the Danish. Just ignore that. If you need sweets because you like the taste of it, find a way to make it carnivore. Or at the very least, keto. Keep your carb levels down. Now, people say low carb is under 100 grams of carbs a day. I can't even imagine that being any health consciousness at all and thinking that that's okay. I personally think most people should be at 30 or below. 30 being somebody that has vegetables and maybe even makes allowances for sweets once in a while. But I mean, really super deliberate and super pinpointed. Like that 1 ear of corn per season rather than 2 or 3 at a barbecue 4 or 5 times a season. Somebody that shares a cookie with their friend instead of eating the whole box. Somebody says, I really want a baked potato today, and they go for it. And that's all they've had for that. Or like me, when I had more carbs, I really like those net zero carbs, those 1 net gram carbs. I really liked greens and bitters, like anything bitter, arugula, like all that stuff. But I'm not even doing that right now. Right now, where I'm putting all my carbs is in peanut butter. Yeah, that's right. So I have about 2 tablespoons of peanut butter every 3 days. Those are my carbs. And it's pure natural organic peanuts that are ground up. Um, that's really low, really super low. Um, so I was kind of freaked out. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And then, boom, I'm like, oh, fatty liver. That's not just an alcohol thing. That's a metabolic thing. That's your body. And I was thinking, what are all these things I'm doing wrong? And granted, there are things that I need to tighten up. I need to let go of the Diet Coke. Obviously, that will hurt your fatty liver. Coffee's not bad for your liver. The way I'm drinking it might not be so hot because I'm still using the creamer, not creamer, and not the shit that you get to put in the fridge that has a lot of carbs in it. I'm talking about the powder, the Coffee Mate. That's got to go. And I've reduced the amount per coffee, but when it goes away, I really need to not have it with that. And if I want cream, then I need to go ahead and use heavy cream. So there are problems in the way I'm eating, even though in comparison to the traditional American diet, I'm way better off than a lot of people. But I'm 54 and I have been working on abusing this body for a long time. So whether it was like having, just from drugs and alcohol and all that bullshit and terrible food habits, to even times where I was trying to get healthy and being like a vegan. Like, wow, unbelievable. But that's okay, because you only know what you know when you know what you know. And I bet you in 10 years, I'm going to turn around and say something that's going to blow my own mind. Or maybe not. Maybe it'll just be better. Probably. That's what I'm seeing. So, um, I'm like, it's got to be more than just that. So what's wrong? So there's a couple things. So I came across, I don't know if you ever see him. It's rare I see him on YouTube, but when I do, I watch it. He's got really good advice, but it always feels like he's advertising. So he's a really good salesman. So basically he tells the story and brings you into a product, and then tells the story and brings you into a product. That doesn't negate what he's saying in between, and it might just be me. I'm just not going to be buying products. No. So this is what I learned about fatty liver from him. His YouTube is called Keto Camp. There is good information on there, and if you're a shopaholic, you might want to avoid it. It's not like when you're watching Steak and Butter Girl and she transcends into a sponsored post or a sponsored part of her video. This is like he's really good at this. So it's because I understand marketing and it's pretty intense. Anyway, no food 3 hours before bed. Well, I have been really good about eating before dark, but winter's coming, and it gets dark at 4 o'clock in the afternoon here in the winter. So I really got to tune that in. Um, and I will go to bed early if I want to. So no food 3 hours before bed. So whether I am up until 11, or that means I stop eating at 8, or if I'm going to bed around 8 or 9, that means I stop eating around 5. That's the thing. I need to give my liver the opportunity to do its job and to clean out the fat that it doesn't need in it. Okay? That's huge. And I need to walk 10 to 15 minutes after every meal. Whether, like here, is kind of difficult to walk. I bought a fast road, and the lawn does not get mowed nearly enough for me to walk out in it. I'm not doing that. I live out really country, so walking through a hayfield is not healthy at this point in the game. So I'm going to use my vibration plate for 10 minutes after every meal, and that's what's going to have to work for now until I get into a situation where I'm down a dirt road and I can go for a walk. You know what I mean? Or even, well, around here, even the in-town roads that are supposed to be like 25, 30 miles an hour, people drive fast in Vermont. So all that being said, those are not excuses. That's just I want to stay alive and get healthy all at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Um, and he also said something about glutathione, which is really cool. And I used to wear glutathione patches from LifeWave. I haven't bought patches in a while. I do have some regular X39 patches. And then he said something about NAC. And I'm like, I feel like I just looked at something that said NAC. So I might even have some. And if I do, I'm going to start taking that. And then this is another thing. I'm continuing my research. And Dr. Boz is like, a lot of people love her, especially in the keto carnivore world. I think she talks about things from a ketogenic point of view. So ketogenic means that you're using your fat for energy. And so eating a ketogenic diet could be a wide range of things for many different people. And you could be up to 30 grams of carbs a day and be ketogenic. I feel like I'm fat adapted, so I'm curious. Maybe not fat adapted, but I feel like I'm using fat as energy. There's just a feeling you get. And I remember this from being keto before, and I feel like I have that feeling. I'm also seeing a lot of non-scale victories going on that are really great. And that's wonderful. But Dr. Boz was talking about several studies where people took 181 milligram aspirin a day, and it improved liver function and fatty liver and all that fun shit. I do know that there's a time it's supposed to be better for you than not, and I think it's morning. So I might do that too. I don't know. I don't know, but it was a good information about that. And then also, I think it's Dr. Ken Berry. Yeah, I used to watch him back when I was keto and he was keto, and then eventually he turned carnivore, and I was like, whoa! I don't know why my brain had such a large separation because it's really close. Especially being the type of keto person I was, that I preferred to have the greens and whatnot, and then once in a while, once in a blue moon, have that half a bagel. You know what I mean? Or have half that cookie, or eat the pizza and only eat half the crust. one slice. So I don't know why it was so different for me to think that way. Maybe because, I don't know. Who knows? It doesn't matter. And he said if you have a fatty liver and you remove carbohydrates from your diet, your fatty liver will be healed within a couple of months. Okay? That makes sense. Here we are. I'm already on that move. I'm already going down that path. So if I can give my liver a head start and stop eating before bed, start moving a little after each meal, or at least after my biggest meal, I can give my liver a head start on top of the diet change I've already done. So I'm hoping this helps you. I encourage you to go look at Keto Camp about the fatty liver. Dr. Boz is a reliable source, and Dr. Camberry is great. I've always liked him. He sounds like he's from Tennessee. I think he's from Tennessee. And there's a lot of other really great carnivore and keto people out there that can give you some really great information and point you in the direction of the actual studies. Not what people like to say are the studies, but what they are. I am not a doctor, so I'm not coming to you with studies. And I never want to have to argue studies with someone because I don't have MD at the end of my name or doctor in front of it. And if I did, it wouldn't be in the medical field. You know what I'm saying? Well, doctor. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to point you in the direction of people that have that information so you can research it yourself. And um, I'm kind of excited about it. I don't know why. Well, I didn't really get too down because I realized, you know, even though you feel like it's been a while and you feel like your body has become ketogenic and started burning fat, doesn't mean that all the things, and I know there's a lot going on. I don't have clinical tests to say, hey, I have this issue, this issue, this issue, this issue, and these are the things I'm trying to solve with my diet. No, because I don't do it. I don't trust any of that. What I do know is my quality of life. Pain has got to go away. My skin is so much better. There's a lot that's going on that's really good that I'm just excited about. So I just have to have a little patience. And I'm glad that my brain wasn't wrapped up in the idea of doing this for weight loss. Because if that was my first reason for eating this way, I would be weak in the mind and actually maybe even quit and say, well, if I'm going to be fat, I might as well eat whatever I want. The beauty of it is, because I'm doing this for my life and for my health, is that I am eating the way I want. I just might have to move the hours around a little bit and not be such a late night eater. So, with that being said, I hope this helps you. I got to go to work. I got to bring the puppy out, and I got to go to work. Got to refresh today, and this is going to be quite the weekend. So, keep me in your prayers. We might get 8 to 12 inches of snow. That's right. It is May 30th. Oh, oh, dear Heavenly Father. Why? Here I live. Let's take a look at beautiful Vermont before it gets covered in snow again. It is gorgeous out. Look at those mountains. Look at that. Isn't it beautiful? It's epic. Green, green, green. But anyway, I'm out of here. I'll see you later. Bye.